Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Courtney Ryan, and in this video, we're going to be talking about date ideas that help build chemistry. So chemistry cannot be forced, but you can provide a better chance of it growing. Building chemistry requires opening up and sharing more parts of yourself to see if the compatibility and chemistry is there. So in this video, I'm going to be discussing 6 date ideas that can absolutely help. I wouldn't necessarily recommend all of these as first dates necessarily, some more than others, some maybe not at all, but absolutely for dates 2 and beyond once you've already met and established an initial connection. I think one part of dating that's often overlooked is knowing yourself well enough to know the environments where you thrive and then maybe the environments where you don't. So I'd always recommend choosing a location, obviously, that both you and the person you're going on a date with will enjoy, but also something that's going to be able to show you in your best light and really allow you to thrive and get out of your shell a little bit. I know going into a date you might feel kind of nervous, but I think the more comfortable you feel in the environment that you're in, it can really help. So not all of these are going to apply to all of you. Take what you need and leave what you don't per usual. And let me know down in the comments, what are some of the best dates you've been on? What are some of the worst dates you've been on, your favorite places to go, and things like that, just to give some guys some other ideas. So let's get into it. The first date is the try something new together date. So choose something to do for this date that neither of you have ever done before, and even perhaps something that's maybe a little bit out of your comfort zone. I know I mentioned it's important to feel comfortable, but I think a huge part of building chemistry is when you're both doing something that might be pushing the levels of your comfort zone a little bit, and you can kind of bond over that. I think trying something new together can be a great bonding experience and can also be beneficial for building chemistry because it's going to create shared experiences, spark excitement, encourage communication between the two of you, and also help both of you see different sides of each other, which can often create a deeper connection. So sometimes it's not a bad thing to get a little bit out of your comfort zone. This could be something like a cooking class, trying a new recipe at home, a painting class. This could honestly be anything that neither of you have ever done before, but maybe you've been wanting to try or you think would be fun to try for the first time together. Some of you may be a little more adventurous than others, so this is totally going to come down to you and your personality and also the person that you're dating and what they're open to as well. But have some fun here, try something new. I think this is a wonderful thing to do even if you've been dating someone for a while. Trying something new together is a wonderful bonding experience, and I would recommend this for any stage of a relationship. Okay, next up we have the competitive date. A competitive type of date is really wonderful for showing your playful and your fun side. It creates a playful and exciting atmosphere that's going to allow both of you to sort of showcase your personality, show your competitive side, and bond over the shared experience there and the competitive nature that a competitive date has. This is going to encourage both of you to laugh, to have fun, maybe a bit of teasing each other, and overall just a positive, fun experience, as long as you're not a sore loser. Don't be the sore loser. This could be things like putt-putt, bowling, board games, pickleball, tennis, go-karts, an arcade, really anything that involves two people competing against each other. Again, you can go as adventurous as you want here, but I think the competitive nature of a date like this really allows both of you to have a little bit of fun, tease each other, be playful, and show a different side of yourself that maybe you're not getting on, a date where you're just sitting across from each other and talking. This can create really fun banter between the two of you as well. You can even make it a little bit more fun and set a rule for who wins and who loses. So maybe the winner gets to pick where you guys go for dinner afterwards or where you go for ice cream afterwards. This is just fun. It's a little bit goofy and silly and can show a bit of your funny side as well, which is always a good thing. All right, next we have the introvert date. And I call this the introvert date because there are date ideas that can be perfect for people who don't want to do sort of a sit across from each other and just stare at each other and talk sort of date. You can sort of use your surroundings here as a springboard for your conversation and to learn more about each other that maybe you wouldn't think to necessarily ask in a restaurant or sit down type of setting. And some of you just don't thrive in environments like this. And I think knowing that about yourself is really important. This could be a date like a museum, a farmer's market, aquarium, zoo, botanical garden, a picnic, and a walk by the water. Again, this could really be anything sort of interactive or cultural or something local to where you guys live. There are usually a lot of really fun events that can happen locally wherever you live. So I would recommend looking on Instagram or looking at Facebook pages dedicated to this kind of thing just to see what events are sort of going on in the city that you live in. And this can be a really easy way to find something new and fun and out of the box to do that is maybe a little bit more interactive and gives you some things to talk about, more so than a dinner date would. So this is a really fun thing to do, honestly, for a first date as well. I think this can help with building chemistry for a lot of people because these dates can really allow you to use your environment to your advantage and help bring some people out of their shell a bit more since it's more interactive, like I mentioned, and you aren't stuck in a sort of static position. You know, if you're walking through the museum, you can talk about what you're seeing, what you like, what you don't. If both of you are into that and like that kind of thing, maybe you go to the history museum, the aquarium. Like these sort of places for dates give you something constantly to talk about, which is so helpful for people who might struggle in conversation or thinking of what to say next. I think going to a place where you can really use your surroundings to your advantage and help you with your conversation a little bit can be so beneficial if you're someone, you know, going into a date where you know you really struggle to keep a conversation going or flowing. Definitely choose a date like this instead of a sit down sort of interview style date. Next up, we have the active date. Definitely one that I would not recommend as a first date, but can make for great dates a few dates in once a connection has already been established. And you know, this might work for some of you for a first date. So know yourself, know your date. I think that's important too. But an active date can help build chemistry by promoting physical closeness, releasing endorphins that enhance your mood. This can also foster teamwork and communication as both of you engage in physical activities together, which can create a sense of accomplishment and adventure that can deepen your connection and understanding of each other. Research in social psychology often suggests that engaging in physical activities together can actually increase feelings of closeness and attraction between two people. Also, activities that involve physical exertion lead to the release of endorphins, which are known to enhance your mood and create positive feelings. These experiences can contribute to building chemistry and strengthening the bond between two people. You could do a fitness class like yoga, Pilates, a HIIT class, a hike, a walk, kayaking, the gym, a 5K, whatever floats your boat, whatever your heart desires. If you're both active people, I think this one will make a lot of sense. If not, maybe choose something else or consider this your out of your comfort zone, try something new together sort of date. Obviously, choose an activity that's going to work for you and the person that you're on a date with. If the person you're going on a date with absolutely hates the outdoors and hates being outside, maybe don't choose a hike or horseback riding, right? You know, you want this to be enjoyable and fun. So if both of you hate running, maybe don't go to a 5K, okay? So really choose something that is going to work for you and your date. Even a walk can be a really great one for this one. And honestly, I'll say my husband and I do this regularly, and I think it is wonderful for our relationship. We go for runs together where we leave our headphones at home and just talk to each other the whole time, and it's really fun. We're both active people and we like that kind of thing. Not all of you will like it though, so again, take what you need, leave what you don't. If this one doesn't apply to you, I would just choose something else. I just think the psychology behind this one is really interesting, and I can absolutely see how this could help build a connection and chemistry between two people. Next up, we have the multiple spot date. This is one of my favorite date suggestions because my husband and I actually did this for our first date, and it obviously went really well. I've actually recommended this one in past videos before, but moving locations on a date can build chemistry by adding variety and excitement to your interaction. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, doing something fun or exploring new places together can create shared experiences, which can promote bonding and help you both discover common interests as well. And at the end of the day, it can just be fun to switch things up. Moving locations can also break the monotony of a typical date and keep things interesting. I think the sense of adventure and spontaneity here can enhance the connection between you and the person that you're on a date with. An example here would be maybe you start out by getting brunch and realize that there's a local farmer's market nearby. So you grab a coffee on your way over there and check it out afterwards to walk around and chat with your coffee instead of just sitting at your table at the brunch spot for, 3 hours. This is going to showcase different sides of you as you're out in different environments. Also, just something to note here, if the move is sort of spontaneous and you're extending your date, this can be a signal that the date's going really well. If the date is extended past the intended plan, it means your date wants to spend more time with you and get to know you better. So this might give you a little confidence boost throughout the date as well. And lastly, here we have the show date. So I would recommend getting food or drinks if you guys drink, obviously. I don't drink, so I would choose food. But get food or drinks or something beforehand and then go to some sort of show, especially if this is early on in your relationship. Something like a concert, a comedy show, play or ballet, orchestra, a film, the drive-in, a jazz club. Whatever floats your boat. I would probably recommend one where you can actually talk to each other rather than one where you have to be quiet the entire time, but that's totally up to you. Or maybe you go to something where you have to be quiet the entire time first, and then you go to dinner afterwards and you can sort of debrief and talk about it. But I will also note, if you're doing this on a first date, definitely go somewhere where you guys are able to actually talk to each other and get to know each other, because that is the point of a first date. And you can't really find a connection or establish rapport there if you guys are sitting in silence next to each other the entire time. Not to mention, that's also incredibly awkward for a lot of people. So for a first date, would not recommend somewhere where you can't actively talk to each other. But for dates 2, 3, 4, and beyond, totally fine. My husband and I both really enjoy jazz music, so that would be a fun thing for us to do after a dinner date or something like that. If you and your date connected over your love of pop punk music, maybe you go to a concert together of one of your favorite artists, right? The options are quite literally endless here, depending on what you're into and what your date's into. I would say a comedy show is probably one of my favorites here, just because it's fun to laugh together and also to see each other's sense of humor shine through. I think that's always a good thing on a date. This can be a wonderful way to experience something exciting and new and, a live performance together that maybe you wouldn't get to experience otherwise, and also just have fun doing something that you both enjoy. It's a great way to explore your common interests and bond over that. So you can absolutely mix and match these dates or combine them in a way that works for you and the person that you're dating. Again, take what you need and leave what you don't. But I really just wanted to highlight some different fun date ideas that can showcase your personality a little bit more and help the two of you connect, or just some ideas that can feel a little bit more exciting and interactive than just sitting across from each other, like I mentioned. So let me know down in the comments what your favorite date spot has been, maybe your least favorite too, just to help some other guys out. I've actually done some different videos about this as well. If you need more suggestions for date ideas, specifically first date ideas, I've done a lot of videos about that. So I'll link those below for you as well. But if you like this video or found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to be in the loop for when I release new content. If you haven't already, be sure to follow me over on Instagram at Courtney Christine Ryan. I love connecting with all of you guys over on there as well. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.